Today, we're going to be learning the fastest way to manifest your soulmate, your love of your life, and the person that you deserve to be with. Souls, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Shika, your conscious mentor, and on this channel we talk about all things spirituality, wellness, entrepreneurship, and social media. Today we're going to be deep diving into the fastest way to manifest your soulmate, your love of your life. If you are wanting a relationship and you're having a hard time finding that right person, you're tired of getting the wrong people and just attracting those people, I'm going to be going over using the law of attraction and manifestation, how to manifest your soulmate. So usually every Monday I do Manifestation Mondays, and today that is the day. So I'll be sharing you exactly how to do that through success stories, so you know and you can actually tell how amazing and how fast these stories and these things can happen so quickly. So before we get into the video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe. I do videos every single day for you beautiful souls. And today's subscriber of the day is That's So T. Thank you so much for being part of our family. Our family is growing every single day, and we are manifesting to 1 million amazing conscious souls to help this year 2020. So make sure you subscribe so you can be part of that manifestation. Now let's get back into the video. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys 2 stories that are going to show you what is the fastest way to manifest. One is going to be my own, and the other one is going to be a really good friend of mine that she was able to manifest her soulmate and the love of her life quite quickly after giving her some advice, and it was so nice and beautiful to see. So let's start off with my story. If you guys don't know me, let me give you a little bit of a background. So 7-8 years ago, it's been a while, I can't believe it's been that long. Time goes by so quickly, but I went through a traumatic experience where I just literally lost everything within myself and my soul and my depths of me. I went through depression, I went through anxiety. And at that point, I just really was kind of fueling myself for love, because I didn't really have many people around me to support me. So what better way to do that than through someone else in an intimate way? So I was dating and just dating all these different people. And I just felt like I was kind of getting to a point where I was tired of it, going on a date, chatting with someone and telling them kind of what you want, but also expecting to know that you weren't worth it. That's what I felt subconsciously. Going back to this now, I knew that I didn't see my own value. So in doing that, I was attracting those people. So I ended up dating and kept on getting these guys that were not committed or want a commitment. And fast forward to a bit time later, I actually ended up dating one specific person for about almost 2 years off and on. And the one reason why it was off and on was because he wasn't ready to commit to a relationship. And I kind of told myself that I wasn't ready to commit to a relationship as well, and that being in a committed relationship was not good enough for me. So we ended up dating. And anyways, long story short, at the end of it, we actually broke up because that relationship was so exhausting to be in, and so exhausting to just be with someone who you want the best for them, and you obviously want to be in a relationship as well, but then you have all these things and these traumas from your childhood to your adulthood that you're coming into a relationship with. So this brings me to my first step of manifesting your soulmate the fastest. If you're at a point right now where you've gone through so much and there's still so much learning, so much growth to do, this brings me to 2 options. The first is to continue growing, because we keep on healing, and I'm still healing up to now. And to understand that in a relationship, in order for us to attract the person we want to attract our own love within ourselves. So what that means is our love with us, what you have within you, is what you're going to attract with others. So because I didn't see the value of myself, i.e. I did not see the value of me being in a committed relationship, I kept on attracting, and the universe kept giving me these men that were not my soulmates, these men that were not worthy of my time, not worthy of being in a relationship, yet alone would ever commit to one no matter what I did. So I went through this kind of side where I just kept going and going and telling myself things will get better, things will get better, eventually they'll come around. Then there's the other half where you find someone who is willing to help you out throughout your journey, and you're almost at the point where you're fully in love with yourself. But you need to understand, all in all, that when you're manifesting your soulmate the fastest way that you can, you need to be fully in love with this person here. All of the edges, all of the good parts, the bad parts, every part of you, you need to love that more and be willing to expand that heart space, that heart chakra, as much as possible. Or you'll end up having to attract people through your wounds and through your shadow self. So that was what was happening. All those traumas and all those things that were happening through my past, that was what was attracting, that energy was attracting those people that were also broken, those people that were also not seeing what was within themselves. So this was a big lesson that I learned at this point when I was detaching myself from that relationship being off and on, where we were not fully committed after 2 years. So then I started to see, okay, well, what do I need to do in myself in order for me to at least have someone who's willing to respect me the way that I will respect myself too. So this is very, very important, because I see a lot of people saying that they've been through relationships and, you know, they have this lack of confidence going into the relationship, and that doesn't come from the person, that comes through you. That always is through you. And that just needs to mean that you need to do the work. But the more that you acknowledge that, the more that you're willing to do that work, even though it's not easy, the faster you'll be able to build upon that. So after that, I really had a discussion. I actually remember this was like yesterday. We were sitting down at my table. I just made pasta and I sat in front of him. And this was the first time that I ever felt fully confident, because there were so many times that we broke up and I went back to him every single time. And this time I was like, I don't think we're a good match. I care about you, I truly love you, but at this point, I just don't think that we're a good match. I'm gonna want something that you will never ever be able to give me, and you're gonna want something that I will never ever be able to give you. He wanted open, I did not want that as much, but I was willing to give that open relationship to him because I loved him so much, right? So that's where I was saying that it's whatever you're chasing after, it will never ever be fully full if you are willing to sacrifice yourself. Yeah, but how much more do you have to sacrifice yourself when you're exchanging your own happiness? So once I was done that, I ended up doing therapy and stuff and continuing that for my trauma and doing my inner work as much as I needed to. And I got into energy healing, and I just got more answers within myself that I found through meditation as well. And I got to a point that I remember one day my best friend, which I was living with at the time, she actually told me, she's like, Shika, you should start dating again. And I was like, no, I'm not ready. I'm just not ready. And I remember her going onto my phone and downloading one of these dating apps. And I was like, no, like I've been there, done that. And my perception of the dating apps were what my old self, where I was looking for these people that could not fulfill me and these people that wanted something else, that didn't want anything long-term. So she went on that app for me. And that was, ironically, the reason why I want to pause this is because that day, I remember that morning telling her, I am tired of these type of men. I know exactly what I want to do with my career. I want to do content creation. I want to be an influencer. I want to be a content creator. I want to have my own business. I want to do all these things. And I'm only going to be with someone who is ready to handle me and handle all of those dreams that I'm about to launch. And at that point, I was ready to launch Blog It. I was ready to do content. I was even thinking of YouTube without knowing it. I was manifesting it already. So I already told the universe exactly what I wanted through my friend by verbalizing it. You don't have to tell someone, that's not something that I'm trying to tell you, but just verbalizing and confirming that is very important. So fast forward to later that day, I actually journalized the person that I wanted. I journalized that they had to be loving, they had to be committed, they had to be wanting to travel, because I love to travel, they have to be willing to commit to who I am, but also all of me, like not just a part of me, but all of me, my traumas, my healing, my process, and be patient. That was a big thing. Be patient with me, which was a very big thing. And at the end of it, I remember telling the universe, saying in the script, because this is scripting, which is a great way of really the fastest way to get your specific person. I said, bring this person, and this is so important, bring this person when I decide what I want to do with my life. And then that night when I was talking to my friend, we ended up having that discussion, and I was like, this is exactly what I want to do with my life. This is exactly what I want with my future, like with everything that I'm doing. this is where I want to be. So once that was all done, I was like, okay, well, whatever happened. We ended up logging onto the account that I had, and this specific person, who is now my partner of 2.5 years, ended up messaging me not once but twice, and I didn't respond, and sent a huge passage basically noticing that the person read my profile, saying, hey, like, I really like what you've been doing. We love dancing. I remember talking about dancing and traveling. We had that in common, and he responded to that. So my friend said, no pressure, just go as a friend. You know, you don't owe this person anything if you don't want to go, but I think it would be a good idea. And as scared as I was to go back into dating, as scared as I was to open my heart to someone after having so many different people and partners that just didn't respect me the way that I truly could communicate and respect. But at the same time, the universe wouldn't have provided that to me because I wasn't being truthful of where I was at with my healing. I wasn't being fully truthful with these people as well. So I was scared of releasing that communication through my throat chakra, and I was just letting these people kind of do what they wanted, right? Because I wasn't communicating that. So I went on this date, and after 8 hours of going on a date with this person, it's fair to say that we ended up staying together. So I just want to share and recap with you guys, when you're manifesting someone, there are 3 lessons that you can learn from this story. The first is that we need to manifest what our worth is and be truthful to ourselves as much as we're truthful to those people. The universe will only provide you what you have room in your life. So if you don't do the healing and remove all of those traumas and detachments and cords and connections from your past soulmates and your past partners, that energy will be stagnant within every other relationship, and you will always see the same similarities of issues coming into those relationships. I remember dating other people being like,
why are they still the same? Why do they still not want a relationship?
It was because I wasn't ready for one, so I kept on connecting those people. The second thing is you can only attract as much love do you give to yourself. So at that point, I loved myself so much. I did so much work. I was becoming more empowering to myself. I remember even on our first date, I was telling him all these plans I had with my business, and it just came out of the norm. And I was like, I'm really looking at like wanting someone who is ready to commit not only to me, but for my business, and that's period. And I said it so directly. And now thinking about it, that was a huge thing that like allowed him to respect me in the relationship as well. So knowing that if whatever you attract, whatever the inner work you're doing is what you're going to attract. So sometimes it's better to step away from a relationship, step away from what you're doing, and just get out of the distractions of other people that aren't ready to commit, and just solely commit to you, and then allow yourself and the universe to bring that person when the time is ready. And that's what I did. I scripted that. That's my number 3. I scripted exactly what the person is. So what their personality was, even what they looked like. I scripted what time I wanted them. I didn't give like till 2 months, but I said, when I am ready, when I am loved in this way, when I love myself this way, then bring this person into my life. So that's a kind of little question I would ask yourself. At what time would you want this person to come into your life? And what time, depending on where your healing is, did you want this person to come into your life? And the moment that you know that, the quicker that the universe can manifest with you, because you're reminding yourself your inner work, you're doing it every single day. And in doing that, the universe is providing you with what you need to do and bringing that energy back and allowing you to kind of match your manifestation, match that attraction to time. So it helped me so much. Within 1 week, guys, within 1 week of deciding what I wanted to do, not even, I would say like 1 week of me deciding, but that one day of me saying what it was, that one day I manifested my partner, and one day my soulmate, and one day I ended up manifesting that person. I want to share with you guys quickly my best friend's story that was really amazing. She ended up dating someone who was actually one that I knew, and they were dating for a while, but at the beginning I always kept thinking like, this person's not ready to commit. This person's not ready to commit to her. And I want to just kind of remind you guys with this word commit, because we're going to go back to it at the end. But this person wasn't ready to commit to her. So I ended up telling her at the end of it, I was like, you're going to school somewhere else. Like, you should probably talk to him and like have this conversation of what his life plans are. And she wasn't going anywhere too far. Like, it was a driving distance, but it was further away from the city. And so anyways, the person didn't really, be accounted for to her and what she wanted. And I knew so much. My best friend's the type of person that all she wants is a relationship. She's a relationship person. She wants kids. She knows what she wants, right? So me seeing her with someone after a long time, knowing and having my intuition and loving my friend so much, knowing like that is not a good match for her, then it brings me to the question, how do I support her and show her, and how did I help her out, right? So how I was able to support her was I basically started telling her, I was like, what do you want? What do you want in someone? She said, well, I want them to be my boyfriend. I was like, okay, well, why are you leading on this person in the energetic way where you're telling them that it is okay to love you in a way that doesn't require commitment? And she said, well, I don't know, like eventually he's going to come around. And I said, no, that's not how it goes. And this was after my experience. I told her, like, no, like if this is what you want, you need to know what you want. So if you're in that situation right now where you're dating someone and you really don't know, it's been 3 months, you're like, I don't know where this relationship is going, I'm having a hard time understanding it, you need to write down exactly where that is. So she actually wrote that down. And at the end of it, she broke up with this person. And it was probably months and months of her away from school, but still having this person in the back of her mind sometimes, and not open to relationship, bringing us to trust issues, which I'm sure some of you guys have experienced. I know I have as well. Trust issues is a whole other can of worms, right? And it's all on the basis of we need to understand that every relationship, or every emotion that we have, such as sadness, anger, resentfulness, that all comes from pain. So her pain from someone that she truly cared about, who wasn't able to open up her love, brought her to a point of creating a trauma within her where she has trust issues with every person because she doesn't know if they're willing to commit. So you need to ask yourself, if you are someone who has trust issues or maybe some type of emotion from past relationships, why is that? Why do you have that feeling? Why do you have that experience? Why do you have that emotion? What needs to be released within that, And when I asked her that, she was just like, you know what, Shika, I want someone like this who wants to have this many kids and wants to do this with me and travel and, willing to do their end of the bargain. And she said, this is what I learned from my past relationship, which brings me to my second point. If you are at that point with her, like she did, is she really manifested her soulmate the fastest way because she was able to kind of share, I learned this from my relationship. I have no resentfulness from this. I forgive that relationship. I respect and I love that person, but they are not the right match for me. But that being said, I'm able to learn that this is not what works well for me, and this is what does work well for me, and that's what I want to manifest in the next relationship. So even at the worst of relationships, even the abusive ones, even the painful ones, the ones that we dry on to a long period of time, we need to ask ourselves, the good, the bad, and the okay times, what is something that we can learn from it that we can take into the next person that we want to bring into our life? And that's how you prevent yourself from attracting and manifesting subconsciously through these emotions the same type of person. So the moment that you start to notice that, the moment you start to kind of understand, okay, this is what I love, this is what I'm worth, this is what I deserve, then you start to love yourself naturally. You start to see the beauty within yourself. You start to understand when to say no to someone that asks you out. You start to see what you need to look out for. And then you can start with the scripting process, which is what she started to do that verbally. She started to tell me exactly what she wanted in a relationship. So when she was done school, I remember her scripting, and she actually manifested this person so quickly. She said, Shika, I want someone to be in a relationship with me after school. I'm not dating, I'm not whatever. So she did her end to the universe saying, I'm not gonna date, I'm not gonna go and put myself out there and flame to people that don't go with what I deserve. And I'm gonna focus on school. And that's what feels good to me. Within a month after she finished her master's degree, she ended up meeting her partner now, which they're gonna be happily married. They're good to go. And the reason why is because of that. She ended up knowing what she wanted. She said she wanted to get that once she's settled, she has her job, she ended up getting a freelance job, and now she's with her partner. And that's what she did. She communicated exactly what she deserved, exactly what she wanted, and exactly what the universe should have given her. So to recap, manifesting your soulmate. Shika, how's the fastest way? Out of all those success stories, tell me what. So the fastest way of doing that really comes into, how do I love myself? How can I grow, do the inner work, do what I need to do in this whole situation in order for that person to come into my life? How can I script exactly what I need to do and what I want? And how can I do my end of the bargain to not cut myself short from the love that I deserve by just going to all the other people who are mediocre? It's time to say yes to you and say no to the other people, and use that word with confidence. And I know it's hard sometimes, but sometimes it's better for us to take that step away. It was better for me to stop dating all these people that were kind of like half in there, half whatever, and had their own issues that they were bringing in energetically into our relationship, and caused me to have a lot of anxiety and tiredness, and brought back my depression as well, because I felt this emptiness. I didn't feel love, I felt pleasure. And that brings us back to what I talked to you guys about, the power of now. Are we satisfying our pleasures in that current time, or are we satisfying what we deserve, and that love and happiness, which is a relationship of emotion that we truly lust and want for, and as a human being, that's what we need to survive, is love, right? Love is the only emotion that we truly have in this world. So I really hope you guys enjoy this Manifestation Monday. I had so much fun sharing this story with my friend as well as me, and just really how to manifest, and the fastest way to manifest your love. Realistically, you just have to communicate that properly and be able to detach yourself from past relationships so it doesn't self-sabotage other relationships within. And in doing that, you're able to expand yourself and expand that other person, and you have two strong souls coming together, creating this big love. You know, I heard this story, when people have kids, they end up having more love for themselves because they've just created something more, right? So it's almost like that. You guys are starting that expression, not knowing, even if you don't want kids, but if you come together and build that relationship, then that builds into more love for everyone in this world. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I will be doing another Manifestation Monday next Monday. Let me know your stories down below. I'd love to feature you for your Manifestation Monday. What is a story that you've had that you manifested? And anything, money, love, life experiences, travel, like life dreams, opportunities. It can be small or big, as much as you want. I'd love to share you in the next video. Leave them down in the comments. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, as well as put notification bells, because I do videos every single day for you beautiful, amazing, conscious souls. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.